Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something that's pretty fundamental to how we experience the world.
Okay.
Self-confidence and the power of positive self-talk. And we've got some really interesting sources for this one.
Yeah.
Some powerful quotes from Peloton instructors,
Okay.
a blog post from Master Mindset about rewiring your thinking, and some research from the University of Utah
Right.
that really kind of gets into the science behind all of this.
Interesting.
You know, that inner voice that we all have.
Yeah.
Turns out it can actually rewire our brains and influence our success. So let's uncover why that is and explore what we can do about it.
What was fascinating to me is that self-talk isn't just some abstract concept.
Right.
It really has real-world consequences that impact our emotions, actions, even our physical well-being.
Wait, our bodies actually respond to our self-talk. I mean, how does that even work?
So think of it this way. Your self-talk is constantly shaping your perception of the world, and your body reacts to that perception.
Okay.
So let's say you're facing a tight deadline at work.
Yeah.
If your internal dialogue is filled with, I can't handle this, your stress response kicks in.
Right.
Your heart rate increases.
Yeah.
Muscles tense up. You might even experience digestive issues.
Oh, wow.
This is your body mirroring the stress signals
Right.
your negative self-talk is creating.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I can definitely feel that physical tension when I'm stuck in a spiral of negative thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the University of Utah research goes even deeper.
Okay.
They link ineffective self-talk with higher anxiety, lower performance, and difficulty thriving at work. They even found that it can affect how others perceive a leader's abilities.
Oh, really? So if I'm constantly putting myself down,
Yeah.
other people are going to notice that.
Well, but it's not necessarily that others are hearing your self-talk,
Yeah.
but rather seeing its effects.
Okay.
Right? Insecurity can manifest as hesitation,
Sure.
lack of assertiveness,
Uh-huh.
difficulty making decisions, all of which can undermine how others view you.
So basically, our inner critic can hold us back
Oh,
in very real ways.
It can create a self-fulfilling prophecy
Wow.
where negative thoughts lead to behaviors that confirm those negative beliefs.
Right.
But here's the good news.
Okay.
We're not powerless in this situation.
Okay.
We can actually choose to shift our internal dialogue.
So this is where the concept of positive self-talk comes in.
Precisely. And it's not just about thinking happy thoughts.
Okay.
It's about consciously choosing words and phrases that empower and support us.
So what does that look like in practice?
One of the sources we had for this deep dive, the Peloton article, offers some great examples. They talk about imposter syndrome, that feeling of being a fraud, even when you're successful.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely experienced that.
Okay.
No matter what I achieve, there's this voice
Yeah.
that's whispering, they're going to find out you don't really belong here.
That's classic imposter syndrome, and it's often fueled by negative self-talk.
Wow.
But the Peloton article also provides an antidote in the form of a powerful quote from instructor Robin Arzon.
Okay.
You did not wake up to be mediocre.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we have a choice in how we define ourselves.
Exactly.
We can choose to believe in our potential and strive for greatness, or we can let those limiting beliefs hold us back.
And choosing a more empowering internal dialogue is not just wishful thinking.
Right.
This is where it gets really interesting. The Master Mindset blog, another one of our sources,
Okay.
explains that repeating positive affirmations
Uh-huh.
can actually create new neural pathways in our brains.
Hold on. So we can literally rewire our brains through positive self-talk.
It's all about neuroplasticity,
Okay.
the incredible ability of our brains to change and adapt throughout our lives.
Right. Right.
Every time we think a thought, we strengthen the neural pathways associated with that thought. So by consciously choosing positive affirmations, we're essentially paving new neural highways in our brains,
Wow.
making it easier to access those positive emotions and beliefs.
So we're not just talking about feeling better, but actually changing the physical structure of our brains.
It really is.
That's incredible.
And this is where the University of Utah research comes full circle.
Okay.
They found that effective self-talk not only increases confidence and improves performance, but also leads to greater levels of reported fun at work.
More fun at work.
Yeah.
Now that's a benefit I can get behind.
Right.
So how do we start implementing this in our lives?
Yeah.
What are some actionable strategies
Right.
for shifting to a more positive inner dialogue?
Well,
Yeah. So, okay, we know that positive self-talk can rewire our brains.
yeah.
And it can lead to like some pretty amazing benefits. But how do we actually like put this into practice?
Right.
You know, it all seems a bit abstract.
You're right. It is one thing to understand the concept, but actually changing deeply ingrained thought patterns can be really, really tough.
Right.
That's where our sources offer some really practical strategies for cultivating a more positive internal dialogue.
I'm ready. Let's hear them.
All right.
What's the first step?
The Master Mindset blog emphasizes the importance of awareness as a starting point.
Okay.
It's about tuning into your inner critic and identifying those recurring negative thoughts that tend to pop up.
Oh, I can definitely name a few of mine.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough is a big one for me.
Okay.
Especially when I'm trying something new. What about you? What do you struggle with?
Well, mine tends to be, I should be further along by now.
Okay.
It's that sneaky voice of comparison that can really steal your joy.
Oh, yeah.
If you let it.
I hear you on that one.
Yeah.
So once we've identified those negative thought patterns, what's next?
Don't just accept those thoughts passively.
Okay.
The key here is to challenge them. The Master Mindset blog suggests asking yourself,
okay,
is this thought based on facts or just assumptions?
Oh, so for example, when that I'm not good enough thought pops up,
right,
I should stop and say, hold on, what evidence do I have for that?
Exactly. More often than not, you'll find that those negative thoughts are rooted in fear or past experiences, not the actual reality of the present situation.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like our brains are trying to protect us from potential pain.
Right.
But in doing so, they might be holding us back from amazing opportunities.
Precisely.
Okay.
And once you've challenged that negative thought, the next step is reframing.
Okay.
This involves consciously replacing those negative statements with positive alternatives.
Oh, okay. So give me an example.
Sure.
What's a good alternative to I can't do this?
The Master Mindset blog offers a great one. I'm figuring it out.
Oh, okay.
The simple shift acknowledges the challenge while maintaining a sense of possibility and growth.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's about focusing on the process rather than getting stuck in the fear of failure.
Right. And this ties into another powerful technique. They highlight gratitude.
Okay.
Taking time to appreciate what's going well, even in the midst of challenges, can really shift your entire perspective.
So it's about consciously focusing on the positive aspects of our lives.
Exactly.
Even when things feel tough.
Exactly. And one way to cultivate this is through a daily gratitude practice.
Okay.
The Master Mindset blog suggests taking a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for.
Okay.
It could be something as simple as a delicious cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset.
Sure.
Or it could be something more profound.
Okay.
Like a supportive friend or recent accomplishment.
I love that idea. It's so easy to get caught up in the negative that we forget to appreciate the good things that are happening all around us.
Absolutely. And speaking of focusing on the positive, another powerful technique is visualization.
Okay.
The Master Mindset blog talks about the importance of picturing yourself succeeding.
Okay.
Which can actually make success feel more attainable.
Really?
It's like mental rehearsal for your goals.
So I can actually improve my chances of success by simply imagining myself achieving my goals.
It all comes back to neuroplasticity. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, you're activating the same neural pathways that would be engaged if you were actually experiencing that success in real life.
Okay.
This strengthens those pathways, making it easier to achieve your goals when the time comes.
Wow, that's really powerful.
It is.
So we've got awareness, challenge, reframe gratitude, and visualization.
Yes.
That's a whole toolkit for cultivating a more positive mindset.
And remember, these are just a few starting points.
Right.
There are tons of other strategies out there.
Sure.
The key is to find what resonates with you.
Yeah.
And start incorporating it into your daily life.
That makes sense, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
Life isn't always smooth sailing.
Right.
So how does positive self-talk help us navigate those inevitable challenges and setbacks?
That's where it becomes even more crucial.
All right.
It's about building resilience.
Okay.
And one of the best ways to do that is by reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning.
Okay.
The Master Mindset blog offers a fantastic tip for doing this.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on the I messed up moment, ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
Okay.
And how can I use this experience to grow?
So it's about shifting from a mindset of failure to a mindset of curiosity and learning.
Exactly. And the University of Utah research supports this,
Okay.
emphasizing the importance of focusing on what's right and cleaning the lens of negativity.
Yeah.
It's like choosing to view the situation through a more empowering and objective lens rather than getting bogged down by negative emotions.
That's a great analogy. It's not about ignoring the challenge, but about approaching them from a more resourceful and solution-oriented perspective.
Precisely. It's about taking control of your inner narrative and recognizing that you have the power to choose how you respond to any situation.
This has been so insightful. It's like you've given me a whole new framework for understanding the power of that inner voice.
And remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Right.
There will be times when that negative self-talk creeps back in.
Right.
The key is to be aware of it, challenge it, and keep practicing those positive self-talk techniques. Over time, you'll find that it becomes more natural and automatic.
You've given us a lot to think about, and most importantly, so much to actually put into action.
I love that.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share?
I think the most important takeaway here is that we all have the power to choose our thoughts and shape our reality. It's not always easy.
Right.
But by consciously cultivating a more positive and empowering inner dialogue, we can unlock incredible potential in ourselves and create a more fulfilling life.
That's such a powerful message. I think we could all benefit from remembering that. Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into self-confidence and all this stuff about positive self-talk, I want to leave our listeners with like a little challenge.
I love a good challenge. What do you have in mind?
Well, you know, we've covered some incredibly powerful strategies today for shifting to a more positive internal dialogue. But knowledge without action is kind of like having a gym membership and never going right.
It is. It is.
So my challenge to all of you listening is this.
Okay.
What's one small change you can make today to start putting these ideas into practice?
That's a fantastic question. And, you know, it doesn't have to be anything drastic.
Right.
Maybe it's just becoming more aware of your self-talk throughout the day. And, you know, gently redirecting those negative thoughts when they come up.
Right. Or maybe it's like incorporating one of those gratitude practices we talked about, like taking a few minutes each evening to write down 3 things you're grateful for.
Or choosing one specific affirmation that resonates with you.
Right.
And consciously repeating it throughout the day. Something like Christine Dirkole's affirmation from the Peloton article.
Right.
I will literally do. Simple yet powerful.
I love that it's all about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
And taking that first step.
And remember, even small changes can have a ripple effect over time. As you consistently make those positive choices.
Right.
You'll start to notice a shift in your mindset, your confidence, your overall well-being.
So much good stuff in this deep dive, I think.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
Before we sign off for today, anything else you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, if we connect all of this back to the bigger picture. It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts. We have the power to observe them, challenge them, and choose the thoughts that empower us.
Right.
And, you know, as we cultivate this more conscious relationship with our inner voice, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities.
Beautifully said. I think that's the perfect note to end on.
I agree.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those conversations with yourself positive and empowering.
I love it.